phone, right? Hello, Happy New Year! Oh my gosh, I should have worn one of my New Year's hats. What am I doing? Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Welcome to Pittsburgh, PA. I'm so glad to hang out with you. I have my iPad, so I'm gonna say hello. Please say hi in chat. Give me a thumbs up. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Is technology working? Let me know because I want you to get everything out of class. We'll get started in about 5 minutes. But in the meantime, give me those thumbs up if you can hear me and see me. And you can let me know where you are watching from. You can let me know, are you brand new to Freezer Meals? Is this your very first live class? Let me know in the comments. I'm so excited for you. So hi Beth Ann, hi Nikki, hi Patty, Kathy, Patricia, Claudia, Kathy, Deb, Mickey, Priscilla, hello. Hey Sally, Kathy, Virginia, Teresa, Charisse. I'm gonna try and say hi to as many people as I can, but you guys, 15,000 people signed up today. What? Obviously everyone won't be able to make it live, but you're here and I appreciate you. So thank you for taking this time out of your day. I will make it worth it. It's going to be so fun. Just give me the thumbs up if you can hear me and see me, and let me know, are you brand new to Freezer Meals? Is this your very first live class? Is this our first date? Is this the first time we're meeting? As friends, obviously, because my husband is here recording us. Thank you, Andy. All right, let me see what everyone is saying. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Maria. So Debbie says she is in Florida, and this is her second live class. Hey, Debbie. Thanks for coming back again. And this is her first class, first exposure to Freezer Meals, and your life is going to change. This is it, right in your diary. Today, my life changed. Underline, exclamation point, circle. Put a sticker in there because this is huge. Carol, brand new, first live class. Welcome, Carol. I am so glad you are here. So many people are saying this is their first live class. I have to tell you, the live classes are so fun. We get to talk and chat. And then later in the class, I'll bring my iPad back out and I'll go through and I'll answer all of your questions. You're gonna leave here like, I answered all your questions. I solved your life problems. I don't know, it's gonna be great. So it's always fun to be here live. Thank you for taking this time out of your day. Hi Debbie, hi Kelly, hi Laura, Tandy, Sandy, Laura, Lori, Judith, Susan, Robin, St. Stephen Smith Station, what's up? Hello. Barbara, fourth or more class. Barbara, you rule. We are obviously best friends because we're hanging out for our fourth time. Oh my gosh, Heather, seventh class. Sorry, Barbara, you're out. Heather's in seventh class. Before we get started, I have something very fun to tell you. And that is this little tradition we do for our live classes, which is a little pepper. So it's about this big. It's a can opener, like a bottle opener. It looks kind of like a jalapeno pepper, and we hide it somewhere in frame. And the first person to find the pepper and to comment where the pepper is wins a prize. Now, there were quite a few classes when we did this, and Andy and I were just laughing to ourselves. But now we tell everybody. Last time I sent the winner a pack of our freezer bags and stands. So you want to be that first person to comment live. Where is the pepper? Like I said, a little green jalapeno pepper, about this big, somewhere in frame. It's green. Okay. Anyway, let me know if you see it. Hi, Laura, Marianne, Helen, Kathy, Mom, hey! Just kidding. I know that's your YouTube name. It's not my real mom. Hi, Sandy, Jennifer, Anne, Gwen, Michelle, Charlotte, Lucy, Roxy, Mary, Janine, Connie. Oh my gosh, there's so many people who are here. You guys are the best. I love you, love you, love you. Big heart to you. I appreciate you so much. I'm so glad we can hang out today on this beautiful Wednesday in Pittsburgh. New Year 2024. Raise the roof. I wish I had my New Year's hat, my New Year's glasses, my New Year's earrings, my necklace. Guys, I go all out next January. Be here and I'll come prepared. I'll be dressed for you. All right. Oh my gosh, we do have a winner. Andy, did you find a winner? All right, guess what? I can go ahead and show you. This is the pepper. Laura won. Email me, Laura, or email. Andy told you who to email. Email us. I'll send you your bags and stands. You get a 6-pack of each. Woo! Go play the lottery. It's your lucky day. Everyone else, just come again. These classes are so fun. We're going to do it every single class. I'm going to teach 6 live classes this year, and you are here for the very first one. You're going to want to come back. Once you attend one, you're hooked. You're like me and my best friend Heather, who has been here 7 times. What's up? Okay, Nancy, Tina, Mickey, Donna. We didn't start yet, guys. We have, 1 or 2 more minutes. But hi, Mary. You're welcome for doing this. I love teaching these classes. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you so much. The class would not be fun if no one else was here. If it was just me, I actually tried that once years ago. We tried a recorded class, and I was like, hello, let's make some freezer meals. I was depressed. I probably went to bed afterward. Here we're hanging out. I'm like, yay, freezer meals. Do you know I'm an extrovert? We're really bonding right now. Okay. Hi, Crystal, Linda, Jean, Andrea. How are you? Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Kate. You're a visual person. Yes, I get that. I totally understand. You're not alone. That's why everybody is here. When you see me just combining the ingredients, you're like, oh my gosh, that's so easy. I can do that. And you're also going to catch this motivation. I'm excited. I'm bringing that energy for you. It's contagious. You're going to leave and be like, I'm ready to conquer the world. Let's do some laundry. Let's make some freezer meals. Like, you're going to be pumped. Me too. Hi, April, Tammy, Byron, Beth, Alice, Mary, Dora, Elaine. Hey, Jody, you ordered some bags yesterday. You're going to love them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, geez, Andy, this means wrap it up. Andy's a timekeeper. My husband needs to keep me on task. We've been married 17 years. It obviously works. But he is here today. Keep us on track. We're going to stay to an hour. And that's that. Like I said, I will jump back into chat later in the class. So I will answer all of your questions. And if you just want to like bond, pick best friend necklaces, like, I don't know, find out where I got my earrings, whatever, we'll figure it out later into the class. But for now, we're going to get started. I want to respect your time. Let me put my iPad away. And let's do this. Hey, thanks so much for joining me. I am Kelly from the Family Freezer, and I'm so excited to show you how to make 12 healthy freezer meals for Weight Watchers. You guys have been asking me for years to calculate the Weight Watchers points for my freezer recipes, and guess what? It is done. Are you trying to eat healthier? Do you want to get organized? If so, I have the answer for you, and it is going to work better than anything you have ever tried, and that's because it is such a simple system. Sound good? After class, I will send you this freebie. It has all of the recipes that I'm making today. It has a full shopping list organized by aisle at the grocery store. It has labels you can print and attach to your freezer bags. It even has a meal planning calendar that tells you when to cook and eat these meals. This is like Christmas Day or your birthday. It's so great. And I hope you can stay until the very end of class. I'm going to share something new that will help you prep your next group of freezer meals. You're going to love it. I'm so excited. Let's get started. Let's do recipe number 1, which is, drumroll please, Thai ground turkey lettuce wraps. Woo! All right, now I'm just gonna put all of the ingredients right into this freezer bag, and that includes a diced onion. Now, to save time during today's class, I'm gonna share some little time-saving hacks with you. The first is buying these frozen diced onions. Each bag has about 3.5 cups, or as I like to say, 3.5 onions. So I'm just gonna add 1 cup to our freezer bag. That's right, I'm already telling you tips, secrets, time-saving hacks in recipe number 1. Okay, let's put that in. And then I'm going to add, oh my gosh, more time-saving hacks. Minced garlic, minced ginger. I'm going to add a teaspoon of each. You don't need to write down those measurements because you're going to get that freebie to your email right after class. But I have to tell you, if you've never bought these before, you're going to love them. They are life-changing. Trust me, you might be thinking, oh, it's fine. I just buy a head of garlic. I'm going to mince it up. Let me tell you what, if you do that, you're gonna get through the first couple of recipes and you're gonna be like, that lady was right. This is taking a long time. I should have bought the jarred stuff. And then if you want, you can send me an email or a message on Instagram and you can say, Kelly, you were right, because I love those messages. But anyway, just save yourself the time, buy these for your meals. So I'm gonna add some salt. I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I wanna tell you what makes these meals different. You probably see a lot of recipes online. You see a lot of people talking about meal planning. The difference is everything is frozen raw. I'm putting everything into these freezer bags and it will cook later. That means you're gonna watch me make the meals like this, super quick, super easy, and they don't taste like leftovers. They taste like freshly prepared meals. This is your family clapping when you serve them these meals for dinner, because they're like, yeah, they taste great. Let's add a green onion. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mince up this green onion. I'll show you what I'm doing with the other green onions that came in this pack. And the sauce will be 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. Let me find my tablespoon, here it is. So I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. Do you think I bought enough soy sauce? Do you think this will last the entire class? This is from Costco. Oh my gosh, it's so big. I thought I should have bought a small one for today's class, but you know what? I'm using what I have in my kitchen. I'm using what I have in my pantry, and that is that. Now I'm going to add some toasted sesame oil. It's just 1/2 teaspoon. I'm going to be using the same measuring cups and spoons throughout class to save even more time, to make even less dishes. We will add our rice wine vinegar, 1 tablespoon, and then I'm going to add just a little bit of honey to our freezer bag. Now, have you ever made freezer meals before? Maybe you've made a lasagna or stuffed shells. I get it. I've made those too, but don't they take so much time? I mean, they save you time in the long run, but they do take a while, right? An hour, maybe more. Not these meals. I'm literally adding the last ingredient to this bag besides the green onions. I'll be adding all of the meat at the very end of class. That way I can keep it in my refrigerator. Now these meals are going to come together very quickly. It'll be less than an hour. But if you are making a lot of meals, you wouldn't want to have your meat out for too long. So I normally keep it in my refrigerator, fill all the bags in an assembly line, and then I just add the meat right at the end. All right. Okay. We're gonna add this. Whenever you serve this, you'll just put it on lettuce wraps. I recommend either Bibb lettuce or romaine lettuce is what's listed in the recipe. You also add a squeeze of lime juice. So good, so flavorful and fresh. Did you know freezer meals could be fresh? You know, like I said, not all casseroles. Although I'll be making one of those too today. Stick around. All right, oh, I have to tell you, Kristen already tried this recipe. All these recipes are tried and true. They're on my membership site. I've made them many times and other people have too. I am bringing you the best. So I'm gonna share some comments from other people. And Kristen said, this is absolutely delicious. My family considers this a real treat, fabulous for serving to guests. So thank you, Kristen, for that. I think we are ready for recipe number 2. I am going to interrupt myself for 1 minute to tell you about our Freezer Meal Pro membership. If you're ready to change your life with my style of freezer meals that can be frozen raw, a membership to Freezer Meal Pro will be your best friend. I see Freezer Meal Pro as the most expansive collection of easy and healthy freezer recipes online, and the tools you need to actually make them work in your life. With Freezer Meal Pro, you can filter all of my healthy freezer recipes based on protein, keyword, cooking method, and more. You can even combine filters to drill down on the exact type of meals that you want to make. These are delicious meals that you are going to love sharing with your family and friends. One of my favorite features of Freezer Meal Pro is that you can auto-generate shopping lists that you can print or save to access later on your phone. I honestly think everyone can benefit from freezer meals, whether you're making them every week, every month, or even every few months. We have tens of thousands of members worldwide, and if you want to join us, just go to thefamilyfreezer.com/pro and enter this coupon code to save 20% off the one-time fee, no strings attached. Recipe number 2 is garlic balsamic pork loin. Ooh, it is so good. I'm going to be adding a couple tablespoons of balsamic vinegar and olive oil, and I want to tell you a little bit more about myself if we've never met before. Hello, hi. Are we best friends? We might be. Thanks for joining me today. So this all started 12 years ago. You guys, I'm getting old. I was putting my hair in a ponytail today and I was like, I did not have gray hair when I started this thing. So 12 years ago, I had 2 young daughters, a 2-year-old and a baby. And I just remember feeling like I had no time. I was so busy. I was working. I was taking care of my girls. I was trying to keep our house like semi-clean and cooking dinner. And I just felt like I didn't have time for all the things I really wanted to be doing. So I'm really good at organizing. And I thought, is there a way to organize our meal planning? And I thought to myself, what would I do if I had an extra hour to myself every night, if I didn't have to cook dinner every night? And maybe you're wondering that too. What would your life be like if you didn't have to cook dinner every night? What would you do with that time? And I had this whole fantasy. I would sit down with my husband when he got home from work and be like, hey, how was your day? You know, what's new? I would take my girls outside. I would stop at my grandparents' house. I would ask my neighbor, do you want to go for a walk? And it just felt like the world would open up to me if I just had a little bit more time. So after I came out of this fantasy, I had been making crock pot recipes. And I'm gonna go ahead and add our seasonings to this one, which include garlic powder, paprika, onion powder, oregano, black pepper, and salt. So much flavor. I've been making these crock pot recipes and all I had to do was add the ingredients to my crock pot raw. And I thought, what if I just put them in freezer bags and froze them raw and cooked them later? And it was a light bulb moment. So that weekend I picked 5 recipes, I went grocery shopping, I assembled them in 45 minutes and we ate those meals the next week and my life changed. It was amazing. And I'm going to tell you, this works. It still works 12 years later. I now have 5 kids. They are ages 5 through 14. And I'm going to tell you, life just keeps getting busier, right? I'm sure someone here is retired. There are going to be grandmas and they're going to tell you they are busier than ever. So this works. It works today. It's going to work tomorrow. It's going to work in 12 years plus. Still going strong. So I'm excited for you if you've never made these meals before. I do have some people who have tried this recipe and loved it. Jennifer said, my family loves this recipe. My boys went back 4 seconds. My husband and I had it over zucchini noodles and our kids had it with mashed potatoes. Definitely a win for us. I cooked this in my pressure cooker and it turned out great. Very moist and tasty. Will be a favorite for me. Nice blend of flavors and spices from Cynthia. Thanks, Cynthia. And Pamela said, we love this recipe. The flavor got even better as leftovers. I'm prepping 2 more bags today. This time I will use a single pork tenderloin from a package of 2 to save even more money. Amazing. Pamela, good job. Let's move on to recipe number 3, which is our no-bake lasagna with spinach. Yes, you can even make lasagna as a freezer meal with no prep ahead of time. I served this to my sister-in-law and brother-in-law last time they were in town with their kids and they loved it. It was a huge hit for everybody. All I'm gonna do is layer. There's a cheese mixture, which I did ahead of time to save a little bit of time today. That includes part skim ricotta cheese, 1 cup of shredded Parmesan cheese, 1 cup of mozzarella cheese shredded, also parsley, salt, black pepper. And what I'm gonna do in this pan is layer this cheese mixture with spaghetti, any kind of sauce, marinara sauce. I'm using Prego, not sponsored, but that's what I'm using today. And I am using these oven-ready noodles. You can use any brand that says they don't have to be pre-boiled. And if you've never done this before, I have to tell you, it's so good, it's delicious, it's going to blow your mind. The other thing I'm going to add is some baby spinach just to get those extra vitamins. It's very, very tasty and works great for my kids. So I think what I'll do first is chop up the spinach a little bit before I get started. That way I want you to see what I'm doing. I bought this bunch of spinach. I think it was like $1 at my grocery store. The recipe calls for 1.5 ounces. You could buy the 5-ounce bag and cook it in another recipe. You could freeze it in a freezer bag and add it to soups or smoothies later. Totally up to you. But I just bought this to save money and then I won't have anything left over. I'm just gonna chop this up. Nothing has to be perfect. Just so it's like bite size. It's gonna wilt down and cook in the recipe, and most people won't even know there's any spinach in here. It's very, very good though. Now I'm gonna layer it. So how I'm gonna layer this is I'm going to do, let's see, pasta sauce at the bottom. I'll explain, and then as I continue, I'll talk about some other stuff. I'm gonna do pasta sauce at the bottom. You could use a regular aluminum pan that you have. Don't do glass, because the glass pans cannot go straight from the freezer to your oven. But any other aluminum pan can work, 9x13. The only thing you want to know is the entire time that meal is in your freezer, you can't use your pan. That's why I'm using a disposable one. These are good for at least 3 months in the freezer. But you can use disposable or, like I said, a pan you have on hand. So we're doing layers of sauce. Then we're gonna do the lasagna noodles. Then we'll do the cheese filling and then spinach. And I'm just gonna keep doing that combination until we get to the top. All right, I'm just gonna eyeball this. It does not need to be perfect. My goal would be about, I would say, 4 layers of this in here. It's so simple. All right. Now, I told you about how these meals changed my life. And what I have to tell you is, like, not only did they change my life, they changed so many people's lives. Because what happened is I started sharing the meals I was making. I had a blog at the time, and what I found is that so many other people were also looking for really simple dinner time solutions, like easy, healthy meals that could save them time and money. And now, after tons and tons of hard work, many, many years of working on it, we have over 400,000 email subscribers, 100,000 members of our site, Freezer Meal Pro. If that's you, thank you. It blows my mind. Over $1 million in cookbook sales. I was on the Rachel Ray Show. I've been featured on Costco Connection, TodayShow.com. It's crazy. Like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to every person who has supported me over the years. And thank you to the person who is here for the very first time today. Maybe you saw an ad on Facebook, on Instagram, and you thought, I don't know, I'm gonna give this a try. Maybe this will work. I appreciate you. And I promise you, these are gonna work for you. They're gonna work for you just like they've worked for hundreds of thousands of other people. Like, that's the proof right there. I'm just keeping on with our layering here for this meal. I can tell you this meal today has the most points of all of the meals. Most meals have about 5 Weight Watchers points per serving, which works great if, let's say, you have a 23 daily point allowance. But this one, and I have a 0-point recipe, a 2-point recipe, I have some lower ones. This one has 8. I decided to include it. I feel like that's totally fine for one meal, especially a dinner within your Weight Watchers points. And it just goes to show that even a meal like lasagna, this could be a family meal, this could be you're having guests over, you can still stay within your Weight Watchers points. So I'm really, really excited that it's included in today's freezer prep. I thought it was worth taking the extra time to assemble a casserole just to give you that variety. We have a lot of crock pot recipes, Instant Pot, but I wanted to give you an oven one too. I think I'm close to my last layer. Oh, let's do another one, right? Why not? YOLO. Okay. I want to use every last bit of ingredients. I don't like anything to go to waste. You're going to see most of our ingredients on my countertop will be disappearing over the course of this class. Just saves so much money, nothing goes to waste, nothing left over in your refrigerator that you don't know what to do with whenever you're done prepping meals, okay? Let's add a little bit of that spinach. All right. This class is specifically for the Weight Watchers diet, where I was picking my recipes that have 5 points about per serving. Almost all my recipes will work for the Weight Watchers diet. I should point out that I'm not affiliated with Weight Watchers in any way. This is not sponsored by Weight Watchers in any way, although, hey, Weight Watchers, you know, call me, call me. But this is just simply because so many people have been asking me for years to do this. So I try and do different diets when I can because I really want to help as many people as possible. If you have a special diet request, let me know later. You can send me an email, but I already have tons and tons of recipes that will work for different diets, and I'll even go into more detail about that in a little bit because I want to finish up this lasagna and move on. Okay, I think we are good. The only thing, the very last step of this is just to put some freshly shredded mozzarella cheese on top. I already did that. I'm not even gonna chance like grating my finger here on camera. Trust me, I have taught so many live classes. This is my 27th live class. It has all happened. I don't know if I've ever grated my finger, but I have broken a can opener. I have had a coughing attack. I've spilled honey all over myself. I don't know, one day, maybe we can get the bloopers together one day. What do you think, Andy? All the bloopers of everything that has gone wrong. Live like will go wrong. Anything that can will. Okay, I think we're ready. This is actually done. I'm gonna go ahead and put the lid on. Check, woo! The label is on here already. So that way I know exactly how to cook it when I take it out of the freezer. These are so great because if you have someone else cooking them, if you have a teen, if you have a spouse, a partner who will be cooking them, the labels in your freebie tell them exactly what to do. And it's also wonderful if you give a freezer meal to someone as a gift. Anyone who's sick, anyone who has had a baby, anyone who just like needs someone to be like, I love you, I care about you, I see you, have a dinner. And when you're making 12, it's easy to share. This one is done. Let's move on to recipe number 4, which is our buffalo chickpea chili. Yum, yum, yum. All right, we're gonna add another onion, another one of those frozen diced onions. You can cut these fresh, but I'm telling you, you're gonna be crying, literally. Okay, we need celery. So I bought some pre-chopped celery just to save time. I didn't want to have a ton left over, but I will tell you about celery. So what I'm going to do is add a cup here. The recipe calls for 2 ribs of celery diced, which I am guessing would be about a cup. And then what I'm gonna do with this after class is I'm gonna add this to a freezer bag, pop it in my freezer. The next time I make chicken noodle soup, or if I make another one of these, you can use this. You can freeze fresh celery. Yes, now I'm not gonna be getting it out and putting peanut butter on it. It's not gonna have the right consistency, but for soups, stews, it works great. Just a little freezer tip for you. And then I am going to add 2 carrots. I'm gonna peel them and chop them or dice them kind of small. Now I want to know, are you thinking crock-pot recipes are bland? They're mushy. They all taste the same. Do you feel that way? Don't worry, it will not hurt my feelings. I have heard it all. Oh my gosh, I probably heard worse than that. But what I want to tell you is these are not going to be that way. I know my daughter, oh my gosh, she told me that there is a boy in her class who whenever he comes home from school and there is something in the crock pot, he cries because he thinks that dinner is gonna taste terrible. Okay, not here, not today. These are not those recipes. I need to give her a cookbook to give this boy. Like, this is your answer, no more tears. What I did and how I'm going to answer that for you is a real variety of tastes and textures. So when I was picking the recipes for this class, I consider this to be an art. I'm just being honest here. I like truly think I have a gift at choosing recipes and creating meal plans. And so when I chose these for you today, I was looking for such a variety. I looked for Mexican, Asian, American. We have, what else did Italian. I just made that lasagna. A huge variety. I have crock pot. I have Instant Pot. Oven. So many options that are going to give you a variety of tastes and textures. Every recipe has suggested side dishes too. So if you want to add a couple sides, you can do that. All right. let's see what else we need to add. And that is 2 cans of chickpeas, drained and rinsed. I already did that. I put them back in the cans, but I told you once I had a can opener that broke. I'm not having that. That's not happening again. So they already are done. I'm also going to add 1/2 cup of buffalo sauce. You can use any buffalo sauce. I'm using Sweet Baby Ray's mild buffalo wing sauce, probably because it was on sale at the grocery store. I don't know. You can use any one that you have on hand or buy whatever looks good to you at the store. It's going to taste great. And then I'm going to add a tablespoon of tomato paste. Now, if you have never bought a tube of tomato paste, your life is changing. Woo! Because when you buy those little cans, it's so hard to use a can, right? For years, I was even developing recipes that included the whole can. I was like, I don't care. I don't care if this makes 12 cups of sauce. I'm using that whole can. But then I found out you can buy these tubes and you just store it in your refrigerator and nothing goes to waste, and you just add the amount that you need, which in this recipe is 1 tablespoon. So simple. And then we need our seasonings, which are garlic powder, cumin, smoked paprika, chili powder, onion powder, salt. This is not bland. This is delicious. You're gonna love this. You add that in, and then the day of cooking, you add a can of diced tomatoes and some water, which is great if you cook it in the Instant Pot because it's not gonna burn. It's going to reach pressure. And no matter how you cook it, on your label, it'll tell you to add those ingredients. I think that's all we need for this. I will show you too, so if you have some celery left over, I'll even show you in my membership site later what you can do with it. But I think we are good for recipe number 4. Let's move on to number 5. This is our easy green chicken and corn pozole, maybe pozole, does anyone know? Let me know. This is a 5-star recipe. Yes, it's from my membership site, 5 stars. These are all, trust me, these are all like 4.5, but a 5-star, this is so good. You're going to love it. And it's so simple. It's 2 cans of hominy. If you've never bought hominy before, here's your chance. Isn't it fun to try something new? Especially when it's delicious, when it's a 5-star recipe. I just tried this recently with my family. They love this recipe, and we bought this. Oh, it's so good. So I'm gonna do 2 cans. It is drained. I drained it ahead of time. Might need my knife to get it all out. All right, there we go. And then I'm gonna add 1 more can. Now, I told you that I have a mix of recipes for you today. Crock pot, Instant Pot, oven, and a meal planning calendar. So I space them out. Every Tuesday is a crock pot or Instant Pot. Every Thursday is a crock pot or Instant Pot because it's the week and you're very busy. And then on the weekend, on Sunday, we have an oven recipe. It's like homemade, like stuff that your grandma did. But guess what? We have no time. So we are putting freezer meals in the oven. I even throughout every single week vary the flavors. So I'm not doing Italian in the crock pot, Italian in the crock pot, Italian in the oven. No, we're mixing it up. So you might be having a Mexican dish on Tuesday, an Italian dish on Thursday, and then on the weekend you're doing, what else did I say we have? American. It's so great. Let's go ahead and add our other ingredients. 1 is a jar of salsa verde, any brand. Buy one that you like, right? That'll make it the meal better for you, more likely to enjoy it. You could use, this is mild. I have 5 kids. You could do medium. That's great too. I'm gonna do 2 cans of diced mild green chilies. Also in here, I don't even know if you can see it, but I went a little bit extra and I already put our teaspoon of onion powder right in there. I pre-measured it. I always talk a lot in class. I'm trying to share every tip with you, everything that I've learned over the past 12 years, thousands of meals. Here you go. Absorb the knowledge, get the energy. So I pre-measure things if I can. We need a cup of frozen corn. Watch this bag disappear during class. It's like a magic trick. And that's it, we'll add our chicken at the end. I do have some reviews for you. Jean Marie said, this was so good, I will definitely make it again. I added 1 can of hominy because that's all I could find, and 2 cans of chickpeas because I wanted to make it go a little further. Such great flavor, this one is a keeper. Thank you, Jean Marie. That's a good tip. If you can't find hominy for some reason, it should be at your local grocery store, but if you can't find it, chickpeas would be a great substitute. And Jennifer, we topped this meal with shredded cabbage and radish slices. Delicious. Yay! Like I said, everyone loves this one. It's so good. Let's move on to recipe number 6. This is a sheet pan meal, one of our weekend dinners. Chicken and broccoli fried rice. Here's our shortcut. So we're not pre-cooking anything. We are buying these packets of rice. Do they work? Yes. Trust me, I'm not making a new recipe with you today. This is not a test run. I make this recipe all the time. My kids love it. It's a one-pot meal. Guess what? It is only 6 points per serving. And it has the rice, it has the broccoli, it has the chicken. It's so good. Let's add frozen broccoli. Here's a fun fact. Fresh broccoli does not freeze well raw. It oxidizes in the freezer. It does not taste great. So I use frozen broccoli florets in my recipes, or if I want to do fresh broccoli, I wait to add it until the day of cooking. We also want to add our sauce. For this, it is vegetable oil. You could probably use olive oil, but vegetable oil, soy sauce, that jarred minced ginger and garlic, some kosher salt, and a little tiny bit of granulated sugar. Only a teaspoon. Don't worry, the Weight Watchers points are still gonna work for you. And then all I need to do is slice 2 green onions. And while I do that, I want to talk to you about something very important. And that is, I want to know, do you like saving money? I do. I love saving money, right guys? I have 5 kids. I'm going to tell you, you are going to love these meals if you love saving money. I spent $163 to buy all of the ingredients and there were no sales. I didn't have any coupons. There were no sales. So think how much money you would save if you did that. But $163 total for 12 meals. Crazy. Isn't that amazing? That works out to, yes, I did the math, $13.58 per meal. $2.26 per serving. This is a one-pot meal. You cannot beat that. Oh my gosh, we were traveling. I took my kids to McDonald's. It was $10 a serving. That's for a Big Mac. Now, granted, I like Big Macs, but you can't eat that every night. You need to be eating healthy. You got to save money. And I can say, so, all right, you already know I have a lot of kids. Sometimes we might order takeout. I'm not telling you not to do this. Do this. We ordered pizza last week, $89 for one meal. Granted, we have 7 people. We probably got the chicken wings and the chicken fries or French fries, paid for a tip. But $89 for one meal or $13.58 for a meal for that many people? Normally these are 6 servings. Like, that is crazy to me. And I just want to say that whenever you are eating these most nights of the week, then you don't feel bad about those splurges. So I'm not saying don't order pizza. I love pizza. Get the Big Mac on occasion. Let's keep that all in moderation on occasion and focus on eating the healthy, cost-effective, budget-friendly meals that make us feel great. I can tell you the average American household spends $3,000 a year eating out. I'm sure I spend more. I have a lot of kids, but it's just a really easy way to save money because you're making these at home. I do have a review from Angela. These meals are amazing. My family now asked for them. Not only are they pleasing to the palate, they are completely budget friendly. We've saved a bundle of money and time. I can't wait to make more. So amazing. All right, Angela agrees. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's do recipe number 7. Look how fast I'm going, right? These are so simple, so easy. We're gonna do another diced onion. I'm actually getting to the bottom of that bag, so I have a second bag here. Frozen diced onions. I'm gonna add 1. Then I'm going to add 1 cup of quinoa uncooked. This is right from the bag. It's all cooks later. Like I said, everything is raw. We're gonna do the same cup. So I am wearing an apron. This is my freezer cooking apron. My mom actually sewed this for me. So we have made so many meals together over the years. I remember once I was pregnant, we made 28 meals. Another time I was pregnant, we made 40 meals. I was still an overachiever at that time. That might have been baby number 3 or 4. By number 5, it was like, no, let's do 12 meals. But anyway, my mom and I have made so many meals together, and she just saw me going through a whole roll of paper towels when I was cooking, because I'm wiping out my measuring cups and my measuring spoons, and I'm wiping my hands. And she was like, why don't I just attach a towel to an apron, and you can wipe your hands and wipe your spoons when you're cooking. And that was her light bulb moment. And then I started wearing them in all of my meals and my recipes. So many people wanted them. She opened an Etsy shop. The link is in your freebie. You can buy one. She is only one person, so she does sell out at times. She told me she was adding more tonight, but she sells so many 5-star reviews. You will love them. They make great gifts. Okay. Let's add a can of black beans. These are drained and rinsed. I did that ahead of time. And then we're going to add some salsa. I'm only using half a cup, so we will have a little bit left over in this. You could find another freezer recipe to make with it, or, you know, to be honest, I'm probably gonna eat this with chips, so I'll just put this back in my fridge. Let's add frozen corn. We're using up this bag, right? We need half a cup of frozen corn. You might be wondering if these recipes are gonna work for you, like if you're on a special diet. This class was specially designed, like curated for the Weight Watchers diet. So they all have points. All of the recipes on my website have Weight Watchers points. Everything also has full nutritional info. That's included in your freebie. Every recipe on my website, full nutritional info. They're also mostly naturally gluten-free and dairy-free. I had a friend who was pregnant who was eating that way. I prepped a ton of meals for her. They're very easy to adapt with this freezer method. And let me see what else I have to add to this recipe. I'll tell you some more diets. So this seasoning is salt, garlic powder, and cumin. And then I need a tablespoon of olive oil. Don't want to get lost. I have keto recipes, paleo, vegetarian, vegan. This is a vegetarian. Is this also vegan? No honey, right? No honey. This is vegetarian and vegan. We have diabetic friendly recipes that work for the Whole30 diet. I'll show you on my website, but really, I promise you, you're gonna find recipes that'll work for any diet that you, your family, your friends need. I got you. Do we need to add anything else? No. The day of cooking, we'll add a little bit of water. But let me tell you what Dawn said about this recipe. I skipped freezing and made this fresh. I combined everything in a skillet and cooked until the quinoa was finished. It turned out great. Yay. And then Diane said, very good. We served it with cheese, sour cream, and tortilla chips for scooping. We'll definitely make it again. Thank you, Diane. Thank you. So great. Let's move on to recipe number 8. This is our Tuscan pork loin with sweet tart tomatoes. Another 5-star recipe. And I have a surprise for you, but you're gonna have to stick around to see. It's about this recipe. That's your hint. All right, we need to add cherry tomatoes, because I am a crazy person. I already took these out of the bag and I washed them and then I put them back in the bag. Maybe I'm not crazy. Maybe I just love you so much that I want you to know what you're looking for at the grocery store, okay? This is out of love. These are washed. We're just gonna dump them in the bag, yep. They are raw, they are fresh, they are delicious. And then we're adding sun-dried tomatoes. The recipe says to do 3 tablespoons of the oil. Oh, this is so flavorful. You're gonna love this one. There's a reason this is a 5-star recipe. This is amazing, amazing, amazing. And then you add, you just drain the oil and add all of the tomatoes. So let's see if I can do that right in my sink. So for years and years and years, I wrote all the recipes for our website. 2 years ago, we hired 2 chefs to help me out. This is one of the chef recipes. They're next level. They're amazing. Like, they have these good ideas, like add some oil from sun-dried tomatoes. And you're like, what? Like, why didn't I ever do that? Why haven't I ever thought of that? And when you try it, you're gonna know why. It's like delicious, delicious, so good. All right, I think that's enough of the oil drained. Let's see if we can get this out. Yep. I'm just going to, do these have to be chopped up? Oh no, what am I doing? I'm just making a mess. They can go right into the bag if I can get them out. All right, I'll use my apron to wipe my hand after. Do we have any empty nesters here today? I'm sure we do. Hi, thank you for coming. Are these meals, you might be wondering like if these meals are gonna work for you too. Are they only for big families? I'm happy to report that they are going to be great. And you have a couple of options. So one of your options is to make the full recipe. Maybe it has 4 servings, 6 servings. You can eat the leftovers for lunch. Do you like leftovers? I love leftovers. They're my favorite thing. Leftovers for lunch is the best. They're healthy, they're delicious, they're flavorful. So that's option number 1. If you don't like leftovers, I understand, no judgment. What you can do is take each recipe and split it into 2 freezer bags. I even sell the quart size reusable freezer bags if you want smaller reusable bags. Split each meal into 2 freezer bags. You're still gonna use all the ingredients, a whole can of beans, that whole jar of sun-dried tomatoes. And then you end up with double the meals. And then you use all the ingredients, double the meals, cook them the same amount of time in your crock pot, Instant Pot oven. Perfect, right? I can tell you, all right, wait, let me check and make sure I have everything. We still need balsamic vinegar, honey, and seasoning. Okay, I'm doing great. So I can tell you, speaking of empty nesters, there was a time when my grandparents lived at home alone and I made these meals for them. And that is exactly what I did. I just took 10 of my favorite recipes, I split them into 2 freezer bags, they cooked them in their crock pot, it worked out perfectly. So I know these are going to work for you. I need 1 tablespoon of honey. All right. And then our seasonings, which are dried rosemary, oregano, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. Yum. So good, so flavorful. And we will add our meat later. Let me tell you what Pamela said about this meal. Well, maybe I'll tell you while I'm holding it. Pamela, my husband and I are empty nesters, and I've struggled with how to have healthy, easy meals for dinner for a long, long time. It took a bit of time to get organized, but I finally took the plunge and prepped all 12 meals from one of your classes. We have had 4 meals so far. Your cooking instructions have been spot on and the recipes have been delicious. My husband loves this new system and I love the ease of searching your site, creating and adjusting the shopping list, and easily printing the recipes and labels. Thank you for all of your efforts in making healthy meal planning so much easier. Pamela, thank you. I'm so glad. I'm so glad these are working for you. Yay. Let's do recipe number 9. It is red chili, caramelized chicken, corn, and peppers. Yum, so good. We're going to use some canned enchilada sauce. It calls for a 19-ounce can. I couldn't find that. So what am I doing? 2 10-ounce cans, basically the same thing. Let's go ahead and dump that in. And then our veggies will be red bell peppers, jalapenos, and corn. Now this recipe calls for 2 ears of corn. I couldn't find any at my grocery store, so guess what we're using? The rest of our freezer bag of corn. No leftovers. This is not going in our freezer to be lost for the next 2 years. We're using it all up today, right in the trash can. We're gonna add 2 red peppers. You can cut these in half. They do not need to be diced. All I'm going to do is cut them in half, and that is because not only is this one of our oven recipes, it can also be cooked on the grill. So many options. These meals are so versatile. So all you do is you cut the pepper in half, and that's it. And then even whenever you're serving this meal, then you could cut it into smaller pieces, like slices that you can serve to everyone who's eating it. But if you're cooking it on the grill, it works great to have it in half, and it saves time today while prepping. So I'm cutting these in half, and I'm going to add the tops. Of course, I'm not wasting anything. And I'm gonna do the same thing with 2 jalapenos, but I'll take out the seeds so that they aren't too spicy. Well, maybe I'll leave these this way. Let me share a tip with you with our jalapenos. I'm like cutting a lot of things ahead of time. I'm preparing ahead of time. I didn't want to do that with the jalapeno because if you haven't cooked with fresh jalapeno in a while, I just want to remind you this can be very spicy. When you add it to the meal is not spicy. You're going to take out the seeds and it's not. But if you are touching this jalapeno and that skin and the oils get on your fingers and then you're fixing your hair, you're scratching your eyes, your skin will be burning. It's terrible. So I'm just using this little paper towel actually on my hand as I'm scraping out the seeds. You can use disposable gloves. A lot of people use gloves. I just didn't want to have to buy gloves and like waste gloves, throw them away. So I'm just gonna use a paper towel here just to scoop out the seeds. You could leave the seeds, but since I'm cooking for kids, I'm gonna take them out, so this is a very mild dish. We already put it in our corn. We need 2 tablespoons of oil. And then our only seasoning is kosher salt. Have you used kosher salt? Oh, that's a tongue twister. Kosher salt in your recipes before? It's so good. Now, I did a little bit of research about it, and what I found is that it's pure sodium chloride. So some people think it tastes better because of that. And the difference is really in the size of the granules. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I'll try to like hold it down for you. It's like bigger pieces of salt. So it's bigger granules. If you want to use regular table salt, you can. Just use half as much because these are larger granules. You would want to do half as much. So this is a half teaspoon. In your recipe, you would use a 1/4 teaspoon if you're using pure table salt. But this salt gets the name from the Jewish process of koshering meat. And it was used by the chef who wrote this recipe. So I always use it too. It tastes so good. I love it. I actually use it in a lot of my recipes now. So coarse kosher salt. I recommend it. Cheryl messaged me. I have to tell you that this is very good. Yay, Cheryl, I'm so glad. All right, I think this recipe is done. We're ready for number 10. It is Korean ground beef stir fry. So many tastes, so many flavors here today. We're gonna do another onion. We're getting to the bottom of these onions. I wonder how many recipes are left. I'm gonna check so that I make sure I have the right amount. This one, the next one. Oh, that's perfect. Yep, I have just about 2 cups left in here. So I'm gonna add 1 to this bag. And then I'm going to add our veggies, which are a diced orange bell pepper, a green onion that was sliced up, another onion, a cup of frozen peas. They're all in this bowl, beautiful rainbow colors. I'm gonna add them to this bag. And then I wanna save time because I wanna tell you what Marilyn said about this, about my meals. Our sauce is soy sauce, toasted sesame oil, a little bit of light brown sugar, jarred minced ginger, jarred minced garlic, and salt. That's it, so easy. I'll add the ground beef later. Marilyn said, I joined your Freezer Meal Pro site so I could make freezer meals for myself and my husband, but then I realized making the meals would be a great gift. My niece is a widow with 4 children. She works full-time and her spare time is taking kids to practices and attending games. She doesn't have a lot of time for meal prep, so she usually gets fast food most days of the week. She lives in another state and I recently went to visit her and the kids. I had already planned out what slow cooker meals I was going to prepare, so armed with my shopping list and recipes, I got to work. She ended up with 16 meals in her freezer. I prepared them as her birthday present. She said it was the best present she could receive. I visit her several times a year and plan on stocking her freezer each time. Thank you for the wonderful recipes and easy instructions. The shopping lists are very handy too. Marilyn, that is amazing. I am sure your niece, that is the best thing you ever could have given her. Thank you. That's so nice of you. So generous. Let's do recipe number 11, creamy white chicken chili. This is our last onion. We used everything in those 2 bags, which is amazing. They probably only cost $1 each. Then we're going to add, okay, we have 1 more diced jalapeno. I did it ahead of time to save time. And then I even put it in this can just to, save an extra bowl. These are cannellini beans. We need 3 cans of cannellini beans, drained and rinsed. I did that ahead of time. And like I said, I put the diced jalapeno right in the can. Save a bowl. Just imagine when you're cooking these too, how many fewer dishes you're gonna have. You're just gonna have a sheet pan, which you could line with parchment paper, or you might have your crock pot or Instant Pot. But all these cans, all these bowls, knives, cutting board, you don't even need that the day of cooking. It's so great. We need, let's see, all of our seasonings. There are a lot of them. This is so delicious and flavorful, including dried cilantro, cumin, salt, garlic powder, smoked paprika, chili powder, yum. The day of cooking, we will add some chicken broth, and then at the end of cooking, stir in a little bit of cream cheese. This is a delicious, delicious dinner. And Becky commented on my membership site, I just have to tell you, your meals have been such a blessing for our family. I don't have a lot of time after work to cook, and I felt like I had to choose between healthy meals for my family and spending time with my daughter. These are so hands-off, whether in the crock pot or Instant Pot, and every single one has been delicious. They have been a money saver as well. Thank you. Can't express how grateful I am for you and your meals. Becky, thank you for taking the time to share that. You are doing such a good job. I appreciate you. We're done with this. We're going to move to recipe number 12, but I want to point out again, these are good for 3 months in the freezer. I recently read there's no limit to how long these meals can be frozen. The only thing is after 3 months, the flavors could start to decrease. So I recommend 3 months, but if it goes a little longer, it shouldn't be a safety issue. Are you pointing? Oh, yes. Okay. Andy is giving me the sign. He's going to bring over, yes, please. He's going to bring over all of our meat. I wanted to keep those in the fridge until now. And for recipe number 12, it's a Parmesan chicken cutlet. It's a breaded chicken. And so things are going to get messy, and I definitely need the chicken. All right, great. I'm actually going to move these out of the way. We're done with all of this. Wow, those really came together quickly. This is great. We're gonna add the meat to all of the meals. One of the things I love about making the meals in this way, in this assembly line, is you don't have to worry about cross-contamination because you're only touching the meat once. It's only on your cutting board once, only on your knife once. So safety obviously is always important, and we don't have to worry about that here. I'm just gonna go ahead and add these to our bags. First, I'm gonna do the ground turkey. That was for recipe number 1. Those Thai ground turkey lettuce wraps. Okay. Whenever I'm done adding the meat, then I'll show you how to seal the bags. Maybe I'll just show you 1 or 2, and then Andy will seal up the rest because I want to save some time. Yes, he's saying that's good. Okay, the ground beef is for our Korean beef stir fry. Let me just find where that bag is. Here we go. This is a very lean ground beef. I think it's 96% or 93% lean beef. That's how it can be frozen raw. Yes, it's frozen raw. People say, even the ground beef? I'm like, yep. It's all frozen raw. It's time for your surprise. All right, the surprise is the recipes call for 2 pork tenderloins. I love them. They're so affordable. They're so delicious in freezer meals in the crock pot. And guess what? There was only 1 at my grocery store. I couldn't get 2. So what I wanted to do is just show you how you can substitute other meats and they still work great. So what I'm substituting is actually a turkey breast cutlet, what was it called? Turkey breast tenderloin. So instead of the pork tenderloin, I'm doing turkey breast tenderloin. And to be honest, I've had this before in this exact recipe and it's so good. It's a Tuscan pork loin with sweet tart tomatoes. You could make this for Thanksgiving. Like, this is so good. Or make it for your family if it works within your Weight Watchers points or any other diet you're doing, and you can do stuffing or some kind of vegetable. I did that once for my kids. They thought it was Thanksgiving. They were like, what? Turkey? Stuffing? I was like, yeah, guess what? It's Tuesday and we're having something very, very good. But I do have my other pork loin that I am using for the balsamic pork loin recipe number 2 that was really good. I'm gonna try to just cut off a little bit of the fat. There's not a lot and you can always trim it after cooking, but if I can do it now while my hands are messy, while my cutting board is out, while my knife is out, I'll try to just do my best in a short time period. All right. And then I will start doing the next one. Now, does anyone have an issue with freezer space? I do hear that a lot. People worry about not having enough space. Luckily, these are frozen in bags. They don't take up a lot of room. I'll show you how you can flatten them after you seal them and stack them in your freezer. You could even put a couple of these in the refrigerator if you're planning to cook them in the next couple of days, and then put the others in your freezer. I have an extra freezer in my garage, so I will use that. But that is an option for you. I will tell you that one of my favorite things is a little segment that I call, like, what do I call this? Like self-love or tough love. Yes, Andy knows me. Tough love. All right, here's my tough love. My tough love is you got to clean out your freezer. If you can't fit these meals, there's stuff in there that's got to go. You need to get rid of anything old, anything expired, anything you simply are never going to eat. It's out of here. And then the other things, start eating them. What can you eat this week? Meal plan from your freezer. Maybe make 3 freezer meals, and the other 4 nights or the other 3 nights if you order pizza are meals from your freezer. If you have meat, if you have frozen veggies, you got to use them up, okay? I'm going to start adding chicken to our meals that call for chicken. I have a 3-day freezer meal challenge. Sometimes people buy that when they buy my membership, and that includes a day when I walk you through cleaning out your freezer. If you need that type of hand holding, I do have that available. But I know that you can do it. I know these are going to fit in your freezer. They're going to change your life. They're going to be worth it. All right, we still have 2 more chicken meals. These are great to make when chicken is buy one, get one free at the grocery store. You can easily save so much money. Where is it? Oh, yes. This is our chili. And then the chicken for our sheet pan meal. Remember the chicken and broccoli and rice that all cooks together in a sheet pan? That had to be cut into like bite-sized pieces or at least slices. And I went ahead and did that before class because, to be honest, it is not very entertaining to watch me cut meat. I think you know how to cut meat. You don't need to see me do it and take an extra 5 minutes of your time. So I already did that. I'm just going to add it to the freezer bag. The other chicken breast will be shredded after cooking. It'll be so tender and flavorful, whether it's in your crock pot or your Instant Pot. I want to do our very last recipe while my hands are messy because it's Parmesan chicken cutlets. This was recipe number 12. Yes, I included a breaded chicken breast recipe with you. I really want variety today. This is a delicious recipe. We just had it again recently and everyone loved it. And to bread this chicken, this is the thin sliced chicken breast. Okay, I'm gonna pull over 3 different bowls. I mix these ahead of time. One is simply flour and salt. Wait, let me double check that. Flour, salt, garlic powder, onion powder. Then we have some egg. And then this third dish is breadcrumbs, some panko, which is Japanese style breadcrumbs, also grated Parmesan cheese, and some salt, garlic powder, onion powder. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put these in all 3 dishes. I went ahead and did the other chicken breasts ahead of time, but I'm just going to show you the process one time. But I'm sure you've breaded chicken in the past, you kind of get the idea. You just do this in assembly line. You do them 1 in each. Really get those breadcrumbs on there. This makes it so crispy. When you cook it, it's really tasty and you're not frying it. You can cook it in the oven or even in the air fryer. One time I made this for my family. We had so much fun with it and we did like a head-to-head. We put some of the chicken breasts in the air fryer, some of them in the oven, just to see, do they taste any different? How does the cooking time compare? And the taste was exactly the same. The cooking time was quicker in the air fryer, probably about half as quick, and it'll be in your recipe instructions, but the taste was the same. So you can make it either way depending on whether you have an air fryer, whether you love it, or you want to do oven. It does not matter at all. Now I'm going to, Andy, can you grab me a piece of plastic wrap? Believe it or not, I actually had it with that chicken breast, but then I threw the wrapper in the trash can. So I need a new one, but I'm just gonna wrap this in plastic wrap, and then I'm gonna put those wrapped breasts right here into my freezer bag. Now, as I've been making these meals, you might have seen, I even kept like one hand clean. I was never touching the meat with my right hand. That's what I was using for my knife and the other ingredients, but the left hand got dirty. So I'm gonna wash my hand in 1 minute, but I wanna tell you what Carrie said. And that was, I attended one of your classes earlier this year. I loved actually seeing you put the meals together. I bought the membership and have been making your meals. We love them. Yay, Carrie, I'm so glad. That's amazing. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to wash my hands quickly, and then I'll show you how to seal up the freezer bags. So give me 1 second here. All right. I'm gonna show you how to seal the freezer bag so you don't have to worry about freezer burn or anything else on your meals. Let's do this one because it's right in front of us. All you have to do is you're gonna start with the seal and you're gonna go across the top until there's about 2 inches. And then I like to squeeze the bags. You can roll them a little bit to get the rest of the air out and finish the seal. And that's it. You do not need a vacuum sealer. I have tested them. They really don't do any better for these meals, especially because so many of them have liquid. So they're not ideal for these meals. You do not need a vacuum sealer. You are your own vacuum sealer. I'll show you again with this recipe. All right, and then I'm gonna have my husband, Andy, if he will be so kind, he's nodding, yes he will, thank you. I'm gonna have him seal the rest of the bags because what I wanna do is show you my membership site. If you have never seen it, you're gonna be amazed. It's one of a kind. You simply have to see it to know how it works. If you've already joined, you're gonna love the little refresher of how it works. So let me grab my other mic, grab my computer, and just show you how you can make freezer meals with it. Okay, this is Freezer Meal Pro, and you can log in and see all of my easy and healthy meals that can be frozen raw. I want to quickly show you how I would use it to plan my next prep session. So I typically start by even looking at the photos and just thinking about like what jumps out at me. The chicken tortilla soup is so good. Here's the chili we made in today's class. Yum. But anyway, you could look through these if you wanted to, but let's jump into that chicken tortilla soup. I'll show you how the recipe looks. All right. So you'll see the recipes are all super simple. It has the ingredients, exactly how to freeze it and cook it later, and it has full nutritional info. You will also find Weight Watchers points. So this one has 3 points per serving. I know I want to make this. My kids love this recipe. So I'm going to add this to my Weight Watchers collection. And I want to show you some other search options. So we had some leftover celery in today's class. So let's go ahead and search for celery so that it doesn't go to waste. You can also chop it and freeze it for later. But if you don't do that, again, I'm just going to, I don't know, just like scan through the photos. This pasta e fagioli recipe is great. Another vegetarian meal. I think I really want to make this one. My family loves this. And again, super simple. You can see that has only 2 Weight Watchers points per serving. Basic ingredients. This uses celery rib. It also uses some carrots. So we have some carrots left over. That would be great. How to freeze it, how to cook it on the stovetop or the Instant Pot. Full nutritional info. Amazing. Let's add this to our Weight Watchers collection. And I want to show you some other search options. There are so many, and they are amazing. First option is diet. We have dairy-free, diabetic, gluten-free, ketogenic, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, whole food, which is similar to Whole30. I'm just going to pick gluten-free if we were gluten-free. And something really, really cool, you can combine this. So we already picked gluten-free. I'm also going to go into cooking method where we have air fryer, campfire, crock pot, grill, Instant Pot, oven, stovetop, and pick stovetop. Filter recipes. We had some stovetop recipes during class, but this will give us even more options. And yes, these are gluten-free. And I want to go into this Korean ground beef stir fry. I love this. We had 1 ground beef recipe during class. If you bought a 3-pound of ground beef, you could save even more money. This one is 5 points, so this would be an easy way to save money. I've made this before. I love it. Oh, look, another green onion. Amazing. This one can be in the Instant Pot or the stovetop. Full nutritional info. Oh yes, add this to Weight Watchers because I am making this one. And let's go back to our search options so I can show you another one. One of the filters is cookbook. So if you have any of my ebooks and you wanted to filter that way, I already showed you cooking method. Let's look at protein. Now, I just talked about buying some ground beef, about like a 3-pound pack. Let's figure out how to use the other pound. So we have beef, chicken, lamb, pork, seafood, turkey, vegetarian. I'm going to pick beef. And then pick another ground beef recipe. There are a lot of options to choose from, but I want to pick, let's do this camping ground beef and veggie skillet. It's only camping because it could be cooked in a pot over a campfire, but this is also a great stovetop recipe. Look, so many stars. Everyone loves this one. 4 Weight Watchers points, super simple ingredients. This is another recipe. My kids love it. It's healthy. It's good. Real crowd pleaser. Let's add this to our Weight Watchers plan. And I'll show you maybe one more search option. Let me point out class. So if you wanted to look up the recipes from today's class, you could do that, or any of my other classes. There's like tons of options in here. But I want to show you cuisine because people think crock-pot recipes are all the same. No. We have American, Asian, Caribbean, Indian, Italian, Mediterranean, Mexican, Middle Eastern, North African, and again, not all crock-pot, but stovetop, Instant Pot, oven, you name it. But I'm going to choose Mexican only because my husband really loves Mexican recipes. Let's see what looks good to us today. I want to look for something. I'm looking for something that jumps out at me. Oh, I want to make this 5-ingredient pineapple chicken tacos. 5-ingredient, amazing. So simple, 5 stars, love it. 2 Weight Watchers points. Super simple, exactly every single thing I need to know. Add this to our Weight Watcher so I can show you where the real magic happens. And that is when we go to our recipe collections. I was creating this Weight Watchers collection. And in here are those recipes I just chose. And I told you how I was going to use the ground beef for these. But also, let's say chicken is on sale at the grocery store. It often is like buy one, get one free at my grocery store. I would duplicate these. So make 2 chicken tortilla soups. Let's do 2 tacos. And then once we have all our recipes picked, you just, hold on, let me go to shopping list. You're going to love this. And then generate shopping list. This is so great. Okay, does anyone else hate making a shopping list? Because it just did it in the blink of an eye. It created it for us. You can scroll down. So let's say we don't need celery, we don't need carrots, we don't need green onion. We're just going to check those off. Same thing, seasonings. Obviously, check your seasonings. Make sure you have all of them. But we have that. And then you save those changes. That way you remember what you have and what you don't have. And then we can print. So first, print the shopping list. This is so great. And it has everything you need, even a little checkbox, the ones that you already have on hand. I'm not going to actually print this because we don't need it right now. But then let's also go to print and print the recipes. And these are so printer friendly, black and white, really easy to read. There's even this label you could this will force into a second page. You cut it, you tape it to your freezer bag. These are all the recipes that I just picked. So literally in like 5 minutes, we just got every single thing we need for the shopping list, the recipes to make 7 more meals. If you haven't joined yet, all you need to do is go to thefamilyfreezer.com/pro, thefamilyfreezer.com/pro, not my regular website, but you are going to find you can join for a one-time fee of $69. Oh my gosh. This is your lucky day because it's our January sale. Can you believe it? So 2 times a year, one in January, one in August, the membership goes on sale. And this is it. So it's on sale. It is only $69, a one-time fee, no strings attached. It is a lifetime membership you can use over and over and over again to make freezer meals. And I just want you to scroll down. You're going to see what our members love about our site. You can read about how I got into freezer meals, what I love so much about them, what all other members are doing with the site, why they love it so much. I know so many people are here today. Thank you guys so much. You are the best. I really appreciate you. And when you go down, you're just going to figure out, will the membership work for you? Obviously, I think you're going to be obsessed with it, but read all the details, get all the info. Let me just point out, we have this bonus right now. You get all of our cookbook ebooks. That means if you log in today, there are over 20 instant downloads. You could download them today. They all have their own shopping list. They all have their own labels. There's a skillet one, a chicken one, a vegetarian one, whole food, keto. They're all in here. And when I write new ebooks, they are also added to the site. So that is just a really great bonus. Let's go ahead and click now. And whenever you click join now, you will see, again, you can join for $69. That's a one-time fee. It is a great deal. It is totally worth it. I typically find I save over $300 a month when I'm planning ahead. And that means like the very first time you use the site, it's going to pay for itself, but you can use it over and over and over again. Like I said, it's that one-time fee. Now, I want to thank you for joining our class today. So I'm going to give you a coupon code. If you use coupon code Weight Watchers, this is so great. Okay. Use code Weight Watchers. You are going to save 20%. That means you will only pay $55.20. This is the best deal. Oh my gosh. I can't believe you're getting this. So 2 days only. Right now we are doubling up our sale plus the Weight Watchers class coupon code. And that brings it down to $55.20. There is no cheaper price. You will never join for a cheaper price. I promise you that. I've been running this business for 12 years. I know our sales, I know our coupon codes, and this is it. So if you know you want to join, please do it today. 2 days only. Join with coupon code Weight Watchers. I know people are going to email me next week and they're going to be like, hey, you have any sales? Do you have any coupon codes? And I will want to cry for them because I'll be like, I don't even want to admit that you have to wait until August. It's just, okay. So I really want you to join today. Don't wait. This is like your chance. The universe is speaking to you today. $55.20. I really want you to get this deal. Now's the time. So put in all of your info and then you're going to put in your credit card and stuff. And then whenever you place order, you're going to get an email with your link to log in and you could start using this site right away. If the coupon code wasn't enough, we are doing something today only. If you join today, click the link in the video and join. You will not only get your Freezer Meal Pro membership, you will get Family Freezer TV. So Family Freezer TV is all of my recorded classes in one place. You can watch them like Netflix. You guys, you could binge on me. You could stay up all night tonight and just be like, Kelly, you're drinking the Kool-Aid. You're like, I love this lady. Freezer meals. You can get that. You have to click the link here right now. Click on it. Join now. You get Freezer Meal Pro. Use your coupon code. Get Family Freezer TV. It's so great. All the freebies, everything. Now, okay. Andy is sliding me. We already have some people who have joined. Okay, welcome, Cassandra. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Ashley, Nora, Deborah, Belinda. Hi, yay. I'm so excited for you. Pat, yes. Michelle, thank you. I'm so excited for you. You are going to love this site, love these meals. Click that link, join, get your Family Freezer TV with your Freezer Meal Pro membership. Since you are here live, I want to make sure that you leave with every question answered. Anything you need to know about freezer meals, I'm going to answer it right now. If you need life advice, I'm here for you. Not that you would trust me for your life advice. My point is, whatever you need to know, put in your comments any questions that you have, and I'll start with a question that I already saw. Someone asked about frozen meat. If you could add frozen meat to the bags. I used all fresh meat today, but the answer is yes, you can use pre-frozen meat in your meals. What you'll do is take the frozen meat, add it to the bag, and then seal it back up. Another option is to wait and add it the day of cooking. Just add all the other ingredients to the bag, freeze it, add the frozen meat the day of cooking, because you don't want to thaw that meat and then refreeze it without cooking it. That's just for food safety. But frozen meat absolutely will work in these meals. Let's go ahead and look for other questions that you have. Maybe I answered all your questions. Maybe I did. Okay, this is a great question. So Karen asked about using Ziploc freezer bags. In my class, well, maybe I'll go into this detail more. Let me go into more detail when I'm doing our cooking demo. It'll make more sense there. Let me talk about that then. But Debbie said lid for the aluminum pans, where could we get it? The one I used came with a pan. I think I bought it at the dollar store. It was like a pan that came with a cardboard lid. So you could go somewhere like the dollar store. Another option is just use foil. The recipe itself says to cover it with aluminum foil, and you can use that if it doesn't come with a lid. Let's see what else.
The link for Pro is in the description.
The link for Freezer Meal Pro with TV is in the description. If you have already joined, you can still get Family Freezer TV. You can either get it if you have an upgraded VIP membership, it's included, or I think we have an option just to add on TV to your membership. So email me after. That's another option too. If you have questions that come up later, send me an email. I check my email every single day. Like, I will respond to you. I got you. Definitely contact me via email. That's way quicker than Instagram or Facebook or anywhere else. Let's see if anyone else has questions. Best way to clean your bags. So if you have the reusable freezer bags, a great tip is to put them out in the sunshine. The sun will take a stain out of anything. If you put them out in the sun, that'll get rid of your stains. If you don't want to do that, sometimes I don't want to take that extra step. I'll just reuse that bag for another meal that could stain it. So another tomato-based meal or something with turmeric. It's like those are my more stain bags, and I keep my nice bags for my other types of recipes. What else? Tony said, how does the hamburger end up crumbled when it's in a big chunk? So that was a skillet meal that I made today. You just break it up while you're cooking it. I thaw it before cooking on the stovetop. But let's say you do it in the crock pot or the Instant Pot and you put it in raw. You can also, or frozen, you just break it up after cooking. You can chop it up right in the crock pot or Instant Pot, or take it out of the pot and cut it up and put it back in. Just takes a couple minutes. Let's see. Someone, Mrs. Jones said, Mr. Jones, can you substitute ground beef when the recipe calls for ground turkey or ground chicken? Yes, sure, you can. Those recipes will be fine. Most of the recipes you can substitute out proteins. You could even put chicken or beef in a vegetarian meal. Very versatile. The way they're written is my favorite way to eat them, but you absolutely can make substitutions based on sales, based on your family preferences. Absolutely.
If people are having issues with the site, it's probably because so many people are going.
Okay.
So
all right.
We'll honor the TV if they click through later today. So just try a little bit later.
Okay, so Andy said there's a very good thing happening right now, and that's a lot of people are trying to join at once. And so there's like website issues, connection issues. Don't worry, if you are trying to join today, we will make sure that you get in, and we will make sure you get your TV bonus. We are nice people, I promise you. Send me an email, or just try in an hour, try in 2 hours. When you get your freebie in the email, try then. We'll make sure you get it. Send an email after the class. No, not a problem. Don't worry. No stress. This is not stress. This is like your happy time. This is like, yay, life is good. All right, so Janet said, do you have to defrost them or can they go straight from the freezer? The only thing that depends on is your slow cooker. I will do a cooking demo. My slow cooker says you can add frozen meat to it. Some of them don't. So if yours says you have to put fresh meat, you might want to buy one that lets you add frozen meat, or you can just thaw it. Since if you have your meal plan, you get out that calendar, you know what you're going to make tomorrow, just move the meal from your freezer to your refrigerator so it has time to thaw overnight. That's really easy to do when you're planning ahead. Instant Pot, you can add frozen meats. I'll show you that in the demo. The stovetop normally need to be thawed. Again, just do it overnight. Oven can be normally cooked from frozen. If you want to thaw, it'll cook quicker. I always include that in the recipe. So you have the cooking instructions. The link for my mom's apron is in the freebie. Anything else? Is that it? Oh my gosh, I answered all your questions. No one asked me for life advice. Come on. Don't you trust me? All right, just kidding. Let's do a cooking demo. Here we go. All right, cooking demo time. I am gonna show you how to make my creamy white chicken chili. Now this is in my reusable freezer bag. The link for this is in your freebie if you want to buy these. We actually sell these. These are Family Freezer branded. We have our own little logo on here. They're white, they're beautiful, they're reusable, great for the planet. They won't leak, they won't rip, they won't make a mess. I highly recommend these. And also the baggie stands. These are ours too. We need those extra hands in the kitchen. That's why we sell these. You can get packs of six, link in your freebie. Wanted to make sure I mentioned that. But here's how you cook this. Your options are Crock-Pot and Instant Pot for this specific recipe. If your Crock-Pot says you can add frozen raw meat, then you can add it to your Crock-Pot. That's what mine does. So if I was making this, I would be looking at the label, Crock-Pot, add to Crock-Pot with broth. Okay, let's get in the zone. It's morning. We're busy, maybe we are going to work or we're going to the doctor's or we're on the go. And we're like, what are we gonna have for dinner? Oh my gosh, wait, I froze those meals. That lady Kelly, I love her. Okay, you go and get your meal. This is great. I'm not even messing up my outfit. All right, we put in the frozen meal. If you have to, just run the bag under water for 10 seconds to get any of the seasonings off. You're gonna dump this in here and it says, add 4 cups of chicken broth. And then, so imagine this is in here, not with the bag. The bag I'm washing and reusing, but I'm not gonna do that right now because I'm gonna make this meal another day. We're cooking this, it says 4 to 6 hours. I can program mine, it can sit on warm for the rest of the day. Okay, then it's done. I shred the chicken and it says, add the cream cheese and just let it sit for another 5 or 10 minutes until melted. Instant Pot, same exact thing. Add your Instant Pot with the broth, take out, we put it in, okay. Pressure cook 25 minutes, nothing fancy. You don't need to use all these 50 buttons. We're just gonna do pressure cook, keep it simple, 25 minutes, natural release. The chicken is gonna be perfectly tender. It's gonna be delicious. Don't mind this. This is my new Instant Pot. That's why I had the bag in there. And then all you would do is add that cream cheese, let it melt down, stir it up, eat this for dinner. Your family is like, oh my gosh, this is so good. We love this. And you're like, yeah, thank you. You know, delicious. The leftovers are really good too. Last time I made this, I had leftovers for lunch the next day and I was so happy. I felt like I was winning. I do have a couple shout outs. All right, just a few people who reached out to me. Julie, I'm a pro member and have loved every recipe so far. Karen, I haven't been a member long, but I make these meals for my family and my mom. They are great for me because I get out of late from work and feel guilty when I'm too tired to cook. I prepare 1 or 2 recipes on the weekend and have them for when I need them. Every recipe I've tried so far is delicious. For each recipe, I use 1 freezer bag for my family and divide my mom's portions into 2 freezer bags to give smaller portions and more meals for her. Love this. Yay. And Amy said, these dinners are delicious. I've been a member for over a year and love it. Yay, Amy. I'm so glad. I just want to tell you, please respond to my email. Send me your own success stories. Tell me how these meals are changing your life. I know you are going to love them so much. I can't tell you how many emails, how many messages I get every day. They really motivate me to like keep going, keep sharing. So I appreciate you. And thank you for taking the time out of your day to be here. It was so much fun. And I think that's it. I will see you next time.